in for Election Day 2020, but this morning, results in the presidential race are still up in the air, and some states' absentee or mail-in ballots are still being counted. Abdul Hakim Shabazz, editor of Indy Politics, joins me now. Abdul, thanks for joining us early. I know you haven't slept either.
No, it's not a problem. Always good to be here this morning.
Well, let's start with the presidential race. Some key states have not yet been called, although it appears some are getting closer. Wisconsin and Michigan keeping a close eye on those this morning. From your perspective, where does this stand right now? The Associated Press is showing Biden with 238 electoral votes, Trump at 213. Do you think this will be called today?
I don't think it'll be called today because Philadelphia has 2.2 million outstanding mail-in ballots, so that's going to be a while. Michigan has 1 million, and I want to say Wisconsin just in the past couple hours flipped over from that sort of light red to light blue because more absentee votes had come in. And actually, Georgia, the president's lead is shrinking in that state as well. So we got still lots of stuff to go through with absentee mail-in ballots, which tend to favor the Democrats.
And that is a lot of changes, a list of a lot of changes in just the last few hours. Indiana was the first state called for President Trump. So going from that to the race for governor here, Holcomb won 58%, Myers 30%, Rainwater 12%. Any surprises to you in this race?
One thing that did surprise me somewhat was the fact that Don Rainwater actually did better, came in second place in a number of counties, about 34 after the governor, and beat Dr. Woody Myers, which tells me that Democrats are going to have a lot of soul searching to do in that particular race. And also looks like the House Republicans expanded some of their majority by picking up seats and protecting some of those seats in the suburbs.
All right, let's move now to the 5th congressional district race. This one also not called. Victoria Spartz and Christina Hale. This is closer right now. Spartz at 51.4%, Hale at 44.5%. But Spartz went ahead and declared victory. Hale says that's premature. It's still too early to decide this. Where do you see this going?
Probably to court, because by declaring victory, Victoria Spartz has given herself kind of sort of the standing to challenge the results. So got to keep that in mind. Also, number two, there's still lots of outstanding ballots that are still out there, about 30,000 in Hamilton County, about 100,000 or so in Marion County, adjusted for where the 5th district lies in. So that one's going to be a while. That may take us a few days to sort through before we have a semi-declared winner.
All right, I want to get back to the presidential race. Again, a lot of states, a lot of big states yet to come in. You were talking about Pennsylvania as one of those. What do you see happening today in terms of ballot counting, results that we may see? What are the campaigns doing too? Because Biden said, hey, I will take this to court if I need to. He wants all of those votes counted, where the president is saying, hey, let's call this thing. Where do you see this going in the days, possibly the weeks ahead?
I see Wisconsin probably being called by 9 o'clock this evening. They should be done. Michigan is going to take a while, and also Pennsylvania and Georgia are going to take a while as well. Everybody is, our university getting ready to lawyer up, so to speak. And already have seen in Pennsylvania several lawsuits already being filed. But at the end of the day, what we need to keep in mind is that we do have a president. The president, at least until January 20th, is Donald Trump. So that's kind of point number one. Point number two to keep in mind as well is that with the mail-in ballots, and that's where we are now with the mail-in ballots, the win is at the back of the Democrats, because that's where they put in a lot of their energy and effort. That doesn't mean Joe Biden's going to win, but the win is at his back right now.
Were there any surprises to you early on in the presidential race?
I was somewhat surprised that the Democrats didn't do as well in Florida as I thought they would have. Florida kind of surprised me a little bit, but everything else pretty much is what I thought it would be.
All right, Abdul Hakim Shabazz, a lot more to come in this election. Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right.